Now, there's been much discussion, much speculation linking 5G mobile telephony and data networks to a range of health threats. Some claims even go as far as attributing the current COVID-19 pandemic to the initial rollouts of 5G networks. By all accounts, patent nonsense. But people believe it. So let's try and make some sense of this with Fisseha Mekuria, who is Chief Researcher at the CSIR, the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Mr. Mekuria, good afternoon to you and welcome. The alleged link then between 5G and COVID-19. Let's go back to the beginning. How did this come about?
I think the reason, there are so many different reasons people give, but I think the initial launch of 5G and the COVID virus coming up are on the same timelines, at least. And some people connect it to Wuhan, where it started, but it was actually being launched in different areas in globally. So I don't think that is true. But it is a timeline, maybe the 5G coming out as commercial launch in the same timeline as the virus is the one that they want to connect people. But
right.
All that conspiracy theories, in my opinion.
And people have just conflated the two. It's interesting, though, that there are concerns raised, even though we're not on 5G yet.
Yes, that is the thing. You know, in South Africa, we have the Independent Communication Authority of South Africa, who has to, allocate spectrum to 5G, and that's when we say, the formal launch of the 5G is coming. But there are test trials that both MTN, Vodacom, and RAIN has done, and there is also a special trial that RAIN is doing. But already this type of conspiracies are all over in Europe and America. So now coming to Africa and South Africa for that matter.
And just to put firmly on the record as far as the CSIR is concerned, your view is that radio frequencies of 5G networks, and I'm quoting a paper that you have put out, are not high enough to break chemical bonds or remove electrons in human tissue. Research has been done to that effect, and you can say that emphatically and categorically.
Yes, because it's not only the CSIR that can confirm. It is the International Telecommunications Union, together with the World Health Organization. Mobile and wireless communication technologies, they are actually very highly regulated. So they have to go through stages of confirmation before they even become commercial. So that we have the research labs in different organizations, research organizations, universities, and also industry doing those research. And then that has to go through a publication and big international forums. Through that, they would do peer review on those publications and discuss it openly, and it has to be repeated also by other researchers. And then through that, it goes down to the International Telecommunications Union and the different standards organizations, also the European Telecom Standards Organizations, and the IEEE, the International Electrical and Electronics Engineers Standards Association also is there. They are all involved to make sure that these technologies are not harmful, but they provide services, new technologies, so that we can improve the life, the life of people, and we can improve the industrial potential of countries. We can improve the way we use our resources. Like, the new 5G is one of the most important applications, in my opinion, is that it will provide the tools so that we can optimize our use of resources. Like, for example, Cape Town has had a lot of problems with water. How do we utilize water in an efficient way? And then the same thing with transportation, the same thing with other mineral resources. So this technology will give us those tools to make sure that we have an efficient utilization of resources. Plus, even energy resources also can be optimized. So that is the application that we are looking. industrial automation, and the others also coming into that, and improving the agricultural, outcomes of many countries and emerging economic countries is the applications that this technology is looking at.
Right. I do appreciate the clarification, and I guess the lesson there is always to listen to the science. Chief Researcher at the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Fisseha Mekuria, thank you very much for joining us.